Yo, what up? This is Christian. This is my top 8 shooting guards of all time. At number 8, I got Ray Allen. He had 18.9 points per game, 4.1 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 2.3 threes, and 1.1 steal per game. He was one of the most clutch and best shooters of all time. He was the best three-point shooter ever until Steph Curry came along, and his time in Seattle and Milwaukee, he was dominant all around. Then he was a pivotal part of the Celtics' 2008 championship run, and honestly saved the Heat's 2012 run. At number 7, I got Clyde Drexler. 20.4 points per game, 6.1 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 2 steals, 1.8 threes, and 0.7 blocks. He was one of the most iconic and dominated players of an era. He could beat almost anyone one-on-one. He never was able to get that ring because, like a lot of people at the time, he was in the Jordan era. But that can't change the fact he was a dominant and enjoyable player to watch. At number 6, I got Reggie Miller. 18.2 points per game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.8 threes, and 1.1 steals per game. He was honestly one of the most clutch players of all time. His intensity and determination were amazing, and his attitude and the swagger he brought made him stand out from the rest. Those Pacer teams could beat almost anyone except, of course, the Bulls, which is the only reason why I could say he probably doesn't have a ring. At number 5, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one, but James Harden. 24.3 points per game, 6.2 assists, 5.2 rebounds, 2.6 threes, 1.6 steals. You can say what you want about the man, but Harden is one of the most dominant scorers to ever play. His style of play is so crazy, but it works, and he can score on anyone in almost any way. Step back threes, driving the lane, dunking, it's ridiculous. But he can also do it on the defensive side, despite what many people say. If he can get that ring and continue to be dominant, there's a huge chance he moves up on this list. At number 4, Allen Iverson. 26.7 points per game, 3.7 rebounds, 6.4 assists. He literally changed basketball and pop culture as we knew it in the late 90s and early 2000s. Everyone wanted to dress like him, play like him, have his swag, have his clothes, cornrows. It was all him. He was dominant on and off the court and carried a lackluster team to the NBA Finals. Everyone wants to talk about LeBron's lackluster team. Now, AI had literally nothing. He stole a game from the dominant Lakers in the Finals. Granted, nothing really happened after that, but he has one of the best careers for someone who's never won a ring, and that will always be a sad statistic. At number 3, I got Dwayne Wade. 22 points a game, 5.4 assists, 4.7 rebounds, 1.5 steals, and 1.8 blocks. D-Wade was one of the most must-watch and dominant players in the 2000s. His 2006 championship run was something to see for sure, and he proved his legitimacy in his career. He was able to do without the super team, unlike LeBron and them, but he finished with those 3 rings because of LeBron and them, and he's one of the best players we've ever seen, especially at the shooting guard position. Number 2 is Kobe Bryant. 25 points per game, 5.2 rebounds, 4.7 assists, 1.4 threes, 1.4 steals. Kobe, man, the Mamba, the most dominant player of our generation. He couldn't be stopped. He was clutch countless times. His work ethic might be unmatched except for maybe the number 1 on this list. He is an icon and showed it on and off the court for nearly 20 years. His untimely death heartbroke the whole sports world as we lost one of the greatest basketball and sports figures of all time. Number 1, I don't think it's any surprise, Michael Jordan, the GOAT. 30.1 points per game, 6.2 rebounds, 5.3 assists, 2.3 steals, 0.8 blocks. As if there was any debate, he's not only the best shooting guard ever, but in my opinion, the best player ever. His greatness is unmatched. His skill, his work ethic, his abilities are all amazing and made him astonishing to watch. 6-0 in the finals, most Hall of Famers ever beaten in the playoffs. The domination for years in the NBA's toughest era is insane. MJ is the GOAT. Period.